Okay, we have the shop to ourselves thanks to Corona. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to use this machine here. This is a VAT40, which stands for Volt Amp Tester. And we're going to do it on this vehicle here. This is the Ranger, and I've chosen this one because this is kind of unique. It's got 2 batteries in it. Now, the reason why it's got 2 batteries is because it's a diesel, and they need a lot of amperage for the glow plugs and to get it cranking over when it's cold. So what we're going to do is load test this battery. First, what we need to do is we need to isolate the batteries. We don't want to test them as a pair. If we had a bad one and a good one, we want to know which is which. So what we're going to do is disconnect the negative terminal first. And then it's safe to disconnect the positive. The reason why we want to disconnect the batteries is these clamps. We want these clamps to go directly onto the battery. We don't want to be given bad readings because of something like that. If we clamped onto the outside here, and there was a bad connection right there, it would show up as a bad battery. So we want a true reading. This one's loose. They're all loose pretty much. Disconnect that. Hook the clamp to the battery. Red on positive. Black on negative. We can see we got 12.3 volts, which is a little low. Now we're going to test this thing at, let's see what the rating is on this battery. 550 amps. So in order to test this, we need to load it at half of that, which is 275 amps, which is way too much for a probe. So what we're going to do is use this amp clamp, turn it on, set it to 0, put it around the cable, like that, just one cable. So what we're going to do, the purpose of this tester is to put strain on the battery. What we want to do, these cables join together inside the machine in what's called a carbon pile. And all it does is it lowers the resistance to the point where we'll have 275 amps current. And we want to watch the voltage to make sure it doesn't go below 9.6. So 275 is a little much. You see smoke start to come out of there. Machine's been sitting here a bit. 9.6. Smoke coming out of there is pretty normal. This machine sits in the shop. All kinds of debris, stuff settles inside it. Don't put any rags or your hand on that while it's going on. So that one passed, just barely, right at the limit. So now we'll come over to the other battery. Clamp that on and do the same. 10.1. Seems to be holding at 10.1. 10. So that's not too bad. Now we can disconnect the batteries. And then there you have it. We put some new clamps on the end of that. Just as a side note, Argo tells you to disconnect the negative first, otherwise you'll have arcing. And you can see what happens if you don't. You can see if we can get a good shot of this. Right there. The corners melted off of that. Somebody touched that while it was still hooked up. Anyway, there you go.